for like
a while.
What, 3 days?
Oh, 3 days.
But who knows? Nikianza advertise hapa. I just have my
Tazileta.
candle.
Itaka tunaronga watu.
Protect yourself from pregnancy the way unajiprotect from criminals. You're always safeguarding yourself.
Pepper spray.
I know. You have pepper spray. So now we're going to talk about the money that we wasted buying stuff that we didn't need for our kids.
If you're not knowing, like unaweza itisha 5,000 na 1 million.
Hello and welcome to Unfiltered Podcast.
Yeah,
Unfiltered Tribe
Podcast
with me, Latifa,
and me, Linda.
So welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about financial journey in motherhood.
Yes. It's a big topic, a heavy topic, and
we might even we might have to break it down into two.
Yes.
For like stay-at-home moms and career
working
moms, because
yes.
I feel like us, we're not like, we don't have like the working mom experience. To actually.
But you've had experience working as a mom.
I worked for
a while.
What, 3 days?
Oh, 3 days. I don't know why I thought it was like for 3 months.
No, it was actually. It was just because it was just a less time.
So yeah, as you're saying,
I can talk about the 3 days that it wasn't 3 days. It
for
was
you
like,
to even
it was less than a year and more than 3 days, obviously.
Yeah, I mean somewhere in between.
It was a few months. I don't remember, but yeah, I can talk about that definitely. So let's get into it.
Yeah. Now the financial journey.
I know.
Do we start the moment you found out you're pregnant, or once you became a mom?
Yeah, immediately you become a mom. You know that financial burden increases like from 0 to 100 real quick. And kids are expensive.
And it starts being expensive from when they're in a tummy. Because remember the doctor's appointments, the prenatal, the folic acid, the doctor's visits, the diabetes injections.
Everything.
The cravings.
Yeah.
So how are you?
Pregnant, so...
Were you working before?
No, when I was pregnant, I was not working.
Yeah,
because I stopped working when I found out I was pregnant.
Yeah.
Or did I? No, I think I stopped working before I found out I was pregnant. I think I just got pregnant a few months after I stopped working because the job was not paying that well. So I was trying to like transition my career because I was in journalism, in doing radio. So I was trying to figure out, so now what do I do next?
Yeah.
And in the midst
of figuring it out, hey, life figured you out.
I ended up getting married and having a kid. So I wasn't working during pregnancy and even after I gave birth, but I had such a supportive partner financially where he supported and he catered for all my financial needs during my pregnancy. So I really didn't feel that financial strain because I was just worried about my health and my baby. Yeah. Thankfully, that's the advantage when you have somebody paying your bills.
Yes. Someone said, like, please don't get pregnant for a poor man. Linda.
What happened to Kuvumiliana and
oh my gosh. For someone to say people? No, for real. Like, pregnancy is expensive. That's the reality of it. Like childbirth. For you to even say that all you had to think about was your health and your baby's health. Yeah. That means mentally you are okay. And for you to be mentally okay, you're not in survival mode. And for you to not be in survival mode, your bills are being paid. So you're
definitely. It really, really brings out a sense of relief.
It does.
In a sort, because you're already worried about 1,000 things with your body, with the baby and everything that's going on. I feel like the last thing as a mom or as a pregnant woman you want to be worrying about is finances and how to how to pay this, even apart from rent and the other bills, like for yourself, the hospital bills and seeing a gynecologist every single month.
Gosh.
It's very, very expensive with the folic acid
the
tablets that you said, the
prenatal.
prenatals, everything is just expensive. So Yeah. So I was fortunate enough to have somebody to pay my bills. So that was, easy for me to transition into motherhood. So I think I started working once my kid was 1 year. He was 1.
Yeah.
That's when I was bored at home. Hata kama unaangaliwa, there's nothing nice like having your own money at the end of the day,
Yeah.
So even kama umesema, like before we started, you said a mom came asking you like, how do I ask my husband
partner
for money?
And that's a fear, like it's a fear you grow up with, like even the fear of depending on someone. So it's a good thing to want to have your own money.
Yeah, it is because kuomba kila masaa pia, it's like, and for those partners, like, why must she borrow you money? Like, umeshaona ako home, hana job, she's just taking care of the kids and cooking for you. Why can't you just, like, every month, ukishakuwa paid, you give her something small?
Like, have a budget for her.
Have a budget for her, exactly. Have
like,
a budget for
her hair, like, small things for the household, even, because you're working, she can help you.
To separate household na personal pocket money.
But you can put them together, then unamwambia like hii ni hapa.
Because people have needs. Maybe she just wants to buy pads.
Or pads, and she doesn't have to talk to you about it.
She doesn't have to be asking you like, nisaidie na pesa ya kununua underwear, nisaidie na pesa ya kununua pads, nisaidie na pesa ya kununua like deodorant, mafuta kujipaka kwa lotion. Can you imagine? Yeah, you should like have a separate budget. And I feel like us as women, sometimes we need to communicate this to our partners, because believe it or not, these men can be just delusional in their own bubble. Sometimes hata siko ubaya, sometimes ni aiza kuwa tu anaona kambi you don't need anything.
I don't know how as long as uja voice yako like ujalia sijaitishwa, so everything is good. We are eating every day, like what's missing?
Maybe that's just what you need in your life.
Now you think you'll see your hair. Imagine if
I want to do anything. So I feel like as women we really need to be vocal about our needs. And you need to be like very clear and really state to your partner like, I need this certain amount. Even if you have an amount, tell him the amount.
Yes.
You know what your man makes. You should be knowing what your man makes.
Please.
So, so that you can
if you're not knowing, like unaweza itisha 5,000 na
mtu akona
1 million.
Kulipa more, exactly. So we should really voice and just tell them, and then they'll give you a budget if they're nice people. And by the way, when you said like marry a man who is not poor, some men are rich and they still be mean as.
That's true. So marry a generous man, like because someone can actually have it
and still
mtu hata hataki kukupatia the liquidity of it. So there's also financial abuse that happens once a woman is vulnerable and in that situation where they're not like giving you like kitu unataka kanio pads, heri you go there na anunue kuliko akupatie that.
Can you imagine?
Like that is
na mtu
for pads.
Like, why are we even together?
For hair, mtu ako tuma pay bill. Can you imagine?
Pay bill. Like,
so it's a generous.
And then to my pay bill. Like, just misers.
But because they are just poor. I don't want to say anyone is poor, but there are those who don't have it like that, and they'll give you whatever they have. Na watakwambia, this is what I earn, this is what I can give you, and that's love.
Watakwambia acha nikutafutie or something like that. Anyways, I started working when my son turned 1. And still, that was like, it was literally the 8 to 5 job. I was working at a law firm. So that was, I'm not a lawyer, like I was just there as
she's done communication, so you
officer, I know nothing about law. So anyway, so it was an 8 to 5 job, and I had a nanny, so who was taking care of my kid when I was not there, but still just waking up early because I was sleeping with my baby and he doesn't sleep like the whole night. He was still just 1. So of course I didn't have like a full night of sleep, and then I had to wake up early, and then like wait for prepare him, like give him a bath, feed him if he's awake, because the nanny comes in at 9.
Oh my gosh.
So once the nanny comes in at 9, and thankfully like I was going to my job like around 9 or 9:30. Apparently lawyers are rauki hivyo sana or something.
I mean, that's new info.
So we'll go there, and then like the whole day nikirudi nyumbani I'm so exhausted and I have to cook, and there is a baby waiting for me because hajaniona like for the whole day. this is why just after a few months, I was like, I'm not getting paid that well, and I just
You're not happy. It's not.
It just becomes draining. I'm like, I really salute these people, the women that go from 8 to 5, and they have no choice. They don't have the the advantage of or the liberty
choosing,
of choosing to stay at
like
home.
That economic ease ya kukua like misilipu enough, and because you've said about not being able to even sleep a whole night, and I imagine the moms who are going back at 3 months, that baby might be having colic. You might have been up for literally almost the whole night, and you need to also be like okay for the next day and go to work. Like, we'll have a mom who's gone through that to talk to us about that side.
Yeah, and how they balance the career and motherhood, and also, that and being in a relationship. Because I feel like as a woman, we're just given a lot to juggle with,
That's true.
Like, we just have to think about a lot. We have to think about our kids, our houses, the house.
Friends.
Like, we're just running everything, It's just... It's just too much for us baby girls.
Gosh, we're just baby girls.
It's just too much.
But wow, so you quit and you were like, nah.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it. So that's when I just stopped, and I just became like a fully stay-at-home mom, and I ended up having my second child. So until now, it's now when I met up with Linda. And then when I was like, I'm just, like I said, if atakama unaangaliwa, I don't know, but for me personally, I'm just always looking for a way to like financially support myself. Si ati siangaliwa, I'm not being supported. But at the end of the day, pesa yako mwenyewe
is the most important.
Very nice. Like, because you don't have pesa, you can't even argue with somebody properly. Especially because I'm telling you, you just have to be like, there's things that I want to tell you, like me siwezi kukwambia
tu out of yani umenichunga, it's okay, like
unanilipa at the end of this month, you always that, it doesn't give you like full freedom.
It does not. That's not your money. It's at the end of the day, it's not really yours. Like it's yours, but is it? It's not.
Unapewa tu.
Unapewa like hiyo kitu ikiweza potea hivi now. And that's the thing. Yeah.
So that's why like when I met up with Linda, I was like, okay, let's see if we can do something to start our own thing.
Here we are.
So that we can do something for ourselves and hopefully start earning and be like financially stable to ourselves.
And I'm glad it's something we are happy doing. And there's like great flexibility.
Yeah,
flexibility
is very important.
It's very important.
When you're a mom.
Exactly. Like we have days that we meet and days that we don't. And that's what's made this very like the transition be very smooth also,
like
easy,
definitely.
And
we thank God for that.
Hey, well, for me, I was working, I think I quit. I didn't know I was pregnant when I was working. I was in a very, let me say, high demanding job in real estate, the proper 8 to 5, like proper, you have to be there by 8. Ukifika 8:03, you're washing the office that day. So it was...
Kuna punishment.
It's like we were high schoolers, guys. Like, it was bad. Like, 8:03.
What?
That's me. Like, that happened to me. So it was very... fast-paced and for me, I don't know, I thrived at the moment at that time, but when it got to like the last quarter of the year, I was just not happy anymore. Like it was feeling a bit too toxic for me, and I was in a relationship, though young, and I was just thinking, man, if I get pregnant, I only want to work here. Like I feel I'd have a miscarriage because of the stress.
So much stress.
Hey, little did I know I was already pregnant, but I had no idea. Like I was so busy that I didn't, the first trimester ilinipita tu hivi.
A whole 3 months.
A whole 3 months. Because I believe I conceived in either October or something, but I was quitting in December. Yo ya mwisho. Nilivumilia nayo because I was the one paying my own bills. Rent was on me. So it was just like, I need to have a plan for the next 3 months. And that means staying until like December. You show your bonus so you can pay the river. But anyway, I realized I got pregnant the start of December, and that was even more motivation for me to be like, I'm out. But since... I wanted to keep the baby, but I wanted to still have control over my finances. That's why pia nilivumilia, and I was like, gosh, do I stay? Maybe I'll get another one in Jan or something. But I was very fortunate enough to also have a partner who was excited about the pregnancy. We moved in together just a few months in, catered to all the bills as well, from pregnancy, all the clinics, everything, all the way up until I gave birth up to now. My baby is 1 year, 5 months. So yeah, I was very fortunate. And for me, I also have that urge of wanting to make my own money. Yeah. And now when I quit my job, I was like, this is a chance for me to do social media, like content creation. That's something I was very good at, because I was also doing the same thing in the real estate firm. So I was like, how about I build my own brand and just start from there, and maybe brands will just come and I just show consistency and everything. So at first I didn't know what to do. I was pregnant, but I wasn't ready to share that I'm pregnant. It's something I wanted to keep for myself for a while. Yeah. And then as I was struggling to find like what niche I want to get into, and I was just like, why not? I had my gender reveal and I was like, the baby is big enough. Now I pray and I just hope everything is okay. And that's when I started sharing my journey, and my brand grew and grew. Still sharing my journey. And yeah, for me, that's how now later on, but it didn't come immediately. Like, money started coming in later. Like, brands notice you after like months and months and months of hard work, of posting. It takes time
for you to build up the followers and the likes and the,
Yeah, I had 200 followers to 30K. That took a lot, like posting almost 4 times daily, 3 times. Yeah. So it was a lot. But for me, it was like, I'm home. This is what I can do. This is what I enjoy doing. So instead of just sitting down, I can just try out. And in case I don't get a job, because who's hiring a pregnant woman? Who's hiring, Definitely. Like, I can't hire you to just give you a paid maternity leave in a few months. So I remember, for me, it was so hard to let go of that independence. Like, even though I wasn't doing so well, I was okay. I was like in my 1 bedroom, I was okay for me. Now with a baby and having someone else depend on you, I kept thinking of the worst, like, guy, what if he just decides, like, he doesn't want this, or now we break up, and, so it was so hard for me
to become an MIA dad.
Like, you never really know.
This may be changing.
Gosh, like, I kept praying. I'm like, God.
Really just changing. Utashanga, was this the sweet guy that
who was courting me?
And now I have a kid. It's like,
oh my gosh. So I was just living in what I need to earn. I remember trying to change my CV. He had to just keep on reassuring me that, hey, no one is gonna, like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. What do you need? Like, able relax. Mimi niko hapo, hey, your CV, what nilifanya nini? Wow, na haya kuna job LinkedIn. Like, it was so hard for me to let go of that, like, someone to take care of me. So that was really hard. I'm also still having a problem, but I'm a bit more relaxed now. But still, I'm always like, I need my own money in my, I just need to have something that's mine. I mean, it's ours once you get married, but still, it's just it's just good to just have my own. Yake ni yetu, but na mtoto, but because if you look at those expenses, even buying hizo vitu za mtoto, the crib,
everything is very, very expensive.
A stroller.
I know. And to just add on to what you said, that you go home, and then that's when you decided to just do something. I feel like this is what you're supposed to do as a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy for you to be caught up in that lifestyle, and you just become comfortable, and you just sit and you don't do anything. I know this life tends to just flip on you so fast. So my advice is that even if you're a stay-at-home mom, find something to keep yourself busy. Find something to do. I know moms. I know my friends who is a stay-at-home mom who she just started baking because she's just at home. She says, I might as well. I have the sufurias here.
I have the oven.
Flour. Yeah, let me start this baking business. Just look for something to keep you busy first of all, and also in the long run, it will make you earn something
some
from
money,
it.
Exactly.
You earn money from it. So you don't. Manake sometimes utapata uko so comfortable give up, like, okay, this is
it, I'm good, I'm a wife.
No. And even if you're getting paid by your spouse, make sure you're saving up.
Save most of it, especially if you're already having the groceries. Save before you even start using.
Yeah, save in it, or if come on, a lot, invest in it, we don't know. Some people
you never exactly.
Millions or something.
Yeah, hundreds of dollars.
You invest in it. Yeah, don't live your life fully depending on this man. Don't put all of your eggs in that one basket.
Gosh, you need to know that you're also as smart. You're also as be ambitious. You're also like. That man is not better than you because he's earning. You can be home and be more creative and even get a higher earning something more than him.
Just find something you like. And people who are even doing candle making.
Right? Soap making. I wanted to
do that because I like making candles. But then I was like, okay, relax. One thing at a time. But who knows? I just have my candles.
Itakatunaroga watu.
My candles, Anyways, just keep yourself busy and just be out there and just do something for yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, this man...
Yeah, like there's a TikTok I sent you about a woman who's 37 years old.
And I saw that.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
And she has two kids, 7 and 5. She's been a stay-at-home for 10 years?
Yeah, 10
And now the
years.
husband is serving her divorce papers.
And then after the husband, so all this time she's been using her husband's cards, her husband's money. So once the husband served her the divorce papers, the husband was like, okay, I want my bank card.
Cutting you off.
Yeah. I want my bank card. Start using your own
card.
You go like,
which card? Like I have your card is
I've just been using your card my whole life, 10 plus years. She's just been using this man's money, using this man's cards. So she doesn't have any money saved up for herself. She doesn't have cards on her own. She doesn't have her own car. So now this man... And
he's like fed up and he's like...
And I know even if you're married, you can fight this man.
You can get...
that's another lawyer fees also.
That you don't have. You end up even feeling like a girl. She said she was feeling like a girl who needs her mommy. Like... And you're 37
with 2 kids.
You can imagine being that vulnerable it's like you have no voice, you have no power. It just goes like that. And motherhood and pregnancy is not an easy thing. It's not something you just have sex and just, like yes, mtoto anakuja na sahani yake, but hiyo sahani pia unanunua.
Watu wanasema mtu anakuja na sahani yake, but anakuja na sahani yake ikiwa empty.
Ni wewe unajaza.
So you're the one who's supposed to fill it up.
And remember for life, till adults, think of yourself going back to your parents for something. That means you're the parent who now the baby is going to be coming to attack you as 20, 30. That's definitely. Still your child. Like there's also like for you to even enjoy motherhood. I don't know. Anyway, that's just from...
And also just be careful with who you're having a kid with. I think we've talked about this in the other episodes. But just the other day, I was having lunch with my friend, and she also went through this situation where after having a kid with a certain man, the man went MIA. And she's saying that the thing that she wished she had done is researched on his past relationship, because kumbe alikuwa amefanya hivyo msana mwingine. Sometimes when you find a man, try and research his history, his past relationship, and see does he have a son ambaye amemwacha pahali. Because zingine unakuwa na mwanamume and then unajua mwanamume ako na mtoto and the man is not taking care of that kid and you're not even bothered. You don't know that you're going to be next in that line.
For someone who can do that to someone, you're next. You're literally...
Sometimes who's like, oh, he loves me so much, he's not taking care of his kids.
Oh my gosh, I hate those women who are like, I'm better than that woman. Like, me, I'm different.
No, he's with you because once you have that child, he's going to do you the way he did that woman.
He did the other woman. Like, I mean, we've seen Mulamwa's, Ruth and Sonia, and now there's a third one. Like, why do you think you're better than that other woman? It can be you.
Some people think they can change a man. That's the biggest mistake.
A whole grown
ASS man.
If his mom didn't change.
That's the biggest mistake us women make. It's like, akona baby mamas watatu, but they didn't last.
Different.
It's different. He'll change.
He talks to me. Anasema ule anamuongelesha sijui aje. No woman is ever mad. Please know that. anagombana, like a man comes and trash talks another woman to you, that's a red flag. Like you need to be, kuna ile wameachana amicably and but that's important to do that
it's
research.
Very, very important to see.
Gosh, so now
his past relationship. Now she's moved on. She has a whole other man who's taking care of her kids and everything is all willy-nilly. But, you know, you just need to be careful with who you decide to open up your womb for. Because you guys are going to be joined for life.
For life. By the way, for life. Hata mkiachana. No, unasema like once you leave a relationship or marriage without a baby, don't count that as a loss.
Yeah, don't. Actually celebrate that you didn't have a kid.
You're actually,
that person.
Gosh.
I know somebody that they've been married for 5 years and they just recently divorced. And she's like, thank God I don't have kids
like
with this
broken
man.
The chains
I can just move on with my life. Thank goodness I don't have kids. And I'm like, 5 years of marriage, you know, you're expected to be having kids. I've been married for 5 years and I have 2 kids. So you're like, people...
That's God's protection.
I know, sometimes it's God's protection.
You're there praying, I want a child, you want a child.
God knows what people are speaking of you behind your back.
Oh my gosh, or even thinking of you.
He knows those conversations that go on behind your back. So when something is delayed in your life and you're praying for it and you see it's not working out, He knows what He's protecting you from.
Oh my gosh. I saw a tweet that said, Ati, a man treats the baby depending on how much he loves the mom.
No, I don't believe
And I'm like,
that.
oh my gosh. Like, so, like, there was this thing. I'm sorry to even, like, drop names. Casper just posted a photo of him and his wife expecting a child. And there's been allegations of him abandoning his other child who has cancer, I think. And poor, like, maybe this time he's gonna, treat her right because they're married. And I was like, gosh, is that... Like, are there men that treat other women's babies better than other?
It's
like
true. I know cases where they are.
Really?
Yeah. But it's very trying to understand a man's way of thinking.
That's not even the topic of today.
It's just like, you cannot even fathom what it's going on in their brain. The fact that they choose, okay, I'm going to take care of this child, but I'm not going to take care of this child, and they're both their own child. But hiyo kuangalia mtoto, depending on how much he loves that. No. I know men, and this, for me personally, they're like the real men who hate their baby mamas to the core, but they are always taking care of that kid.
Yeah.
They don't even like that baby mama.
That's character.
Yeah. But that kid is not lacking anything. You say, like, that's my child, and I'm taking care of that kid's needs, everything.
Fully.
But your baby mama, I don't like that woman. I don't know what happened. But it has happened. And that's my child, and I'm just going to take care of my child. Yeah.
So and it just depends on a man's character, honestly. Because what do you mean? Like, does your heart just choose, or is it just your mind that decides to...
Ni moods.
Ni moods.
We should have a man here to tell us.
One day, we are going to actually...
We need to bring men and just ask them, what do you guys think?
It can be anonymous if you don't want to be nini, but still, tell us
you present your fellow men. They come and attack you. You come here and you represent your fellow men. Just like the way kila mata mimi na Linda tunakuja hapa tunarepresent our fellow moms. Ukuja hapa utuambie like what goes on in your mind.
For you to do certain things. Like, I know. That's crazy. Okay. So that's the sad reality that you need to know, that it can be you at any particular time. So another thing is, if you're working as well, make sure you have some money saved aside. There was also another TikTok I was talking about, like, make sure you can take care of your kids like on your own. Like, at least try, even if you're not earning, but try to, like, even if you're being provided for 100%, just try and have some that, in case of anything, and this is not even being cheated on, even death, death can happen and now you're struck and you have no income, no nothing. So just prepare for anything,
That's why they say, as a woman, you should have, the amount of kids that you should have is the ones that you can take care of personally. Don't just pop kids kwa vile your spouse or your partner is just telling you, mimi nataka watoto wa 6, and then you're just there popping
I want
kids.
A boy, you're not getting...
and you cannot even take care of one kid. So just have kids that you can take care of.
Yeah. And another thing is know that you need to also prepare financially for pregnancy and motherhood. You know, sometimes inaweza tokea by mistake, but make pregnancy and motherhood a decision. Like, plan for it the same way you plan for a trip, the same way you plan for a doctor's appointment. Like, plan for it, because squeezy, the village is expensive. Like, the village is your nanny, the nanny is expensive. You know, doctors, the best hospital where to give birth in. The best services cost money. Even if it's not the best takani katikati, that's still money. So if pregnancy, like unprotected sex, cannot be taken lightly.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely. Like, I always tell, like, protect yourself from pregnancy the way you protect from criminals. Whenever you're always safeguarding yourself.
Pepper spray.
I know. You have pepper spray. Ulali mpaka umefunga like 3 locks. Like, unaji safeguard. Ukianjali make sure simu umeka kwa bag, umeshika bag hivi. Like, that's how you're supposed to protect yourself from pregnancy, because this is even more serious than you getting robbed. This is you getting robbed of your whole life, not just a phone or just a material thing.
And if you're in that situation, no, there's better. Like, you can learn about money. There's resources everywhere. There's YouTube. Like, you can learn about investments. You can learn about savings, methods of saving. You can try and like see what businesses you can. You can like start like just, I don't know.
You just have to think of something.
Yeah, like just do something. Like, that journey is not easy, because remember also as a mom, things slow down in the pregnancy, because some moms have difficult pregnancies that they need to be at bed rest. You know, they can't even make that money, or sometimes motherhood can like swallow you up, that you have no space to even think about, you know, like that particular thing. But just be intentional and know that this baby is depending on you regardless for the rest of their life.
As well as the mom,
it's like really that baby is yours. And what, like, anything can come to anything, but still you're the primary parent, or what do they,
you
know,
primary
like
caregiver, definitely.
So
so that's winds up part 1 of our podcast.
Yes, let's come back
with part 2 to talk about more about it.
Welcome again to the Unfiltered Tribe podcast. We're back after the break to continue with our topic on the financial journey in motherhood.
Yes.
And what do you want to start with?
So now we're going to talk about the money that we wasted buying stuff that we didn't need for our kids.
And for me, a lot of clothes. I think for one, like especially as a first time, those newborn, the fluffy ones. I wanted a particular stroller that was I don't know, like, what else? Let me think.
So I think toys.
Yeah. Oh, I used to get toys. I think I so much. Me too.
Every time I left the house,
too.
I felt the need of coming back with a toy. Do the kids need it? No, because they already have enough. They don't even, it reaches a point I don't how I appreciate anymore.
Yeah.
Because like now, because umewapa in abundance, mpaka wako like, just another toy. And here I am, nikishatoka nje, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get something for my kids.
No, but don't
I have to get something for my kids. Yeah. Like anything, even if it's toy or candy, like I don't know where it came from, like, every time I leave the house and I'm going back, I feel like I need to get something for these kids.
Was that maybe from childhood? Like you used to be brought something also?
Actually, my dad used to do that. My dad used to do that. He'll bring us like snacks or chocolates when we came back from work. But now I'm just like, this is too extreme, and every time I leave the house, I just fight the urge of not buying them anything.
Oh my gosh.
Kwamba mama anaweza kurudi bila kitu. Wasizoe. Because now I reached a point where my son is asking me, you didn't bring me anything today?
Oh my gosh.
And with such a privileged voice, you know? Not even a nice, just a privileged, just a spoilt brat. You didn't bring me anything today? And I'm like, really?
And that's what you usually want until you find yourself like spending it. So I don't know, maybe just I don't know, just give yourself a day if you want to. Do I still... The one thing that we also need to have mentioned is, as much as you're a stay-at-home mom, there's usually this feeling of feeling like let me say for me, how I felt that I needed to contribute more. And you realize that being a stay-at-home mom is a full-time job.
It is.
Like from actually 24/7. This is even a longer job than the 8 to 5.
And with 8 to 5, you have like a lunch break and you clock in, you clock out. With a stay-at-home mom, there's no clocking in, clocking out, no lunch break. Me, I remember I used to like una breastfeed mtoto unakula because just the chance ambe you can get to actually eat.
Sometimes at your lunch break, maybe if your baby is already eating, it's work. Like unasumbuana na mtoto kukula, and it's exhausting. Past 5. You have the evening routine, kuwaosha, you're cooking for like the whole household.
There's a routine for everything.
And
my morning routine, my mid-morning routine, or lunch, have to prepare this and do that.
And then there's
just
night.
A never-ending, and
your
there's a night
waking
shift.
Up.
Ambaini wewe. When it's work, people on a shift. Like night shifts ni mtu mwingine, day shifts ni mtu mwingine. No. When you're a stay-at-home mom, you're doing both shifts. The day shift and the night shift without a break. Wewe mwenyewe ndo uanze kutafuta like wapi ndo nitapata break.
Imagine.
Like a small break for
and
me
to rest. And that's 30 minutes, 1 hour.
Yeah, you cannot. Like it's very, very tough. That's why we should really get paid as a stay-at-home mom because unafanya kazi. Like a lot of work that you're working on. Like your partner should appreciate you
the work that you're doing, because he's coming and apata nyumba iko sawa, there's food, the baby is well fed,
anakuja napata everything because anaona ni like magic. Ni magic. No.
And to the men who think that like a stay at home one day na uone
how much magic you can do
someone
to make everything like
to the moms, you need to leave those babies with dads for like a day or two for them to realize how much work it is to try and keep the house and also like keep the baby alive. You know, like it's not
they take
easy.
This for granted.
They
do. They feel like, you're just at home the whole day. You get to relax. You hata hujafanya kitu yote, like you just relax. No, there's no relaxing with these kids. You cannot relax
mentally, as in, oh my goodness, it's crazy. Gosh. Another thing with the financial journey that also appears in motherhood is how you grew up and how you saw your parents interact with money and how you interacted with money from when you were young up until, now you're a mom, because sometimes you might find if you just had enough and you didn't have maybe an extra more for other things, you might end up wanting to do that more for your kids, hence now ending up doing like overcompensating for your kids.
For what
you're like, me, I miss this. I want to make sure my kid has the best of the best of the best, maybe sometimes you grew up in abundance and you saw your family maybe now compensating gifts or money for time or even how to apologize.
Like because those African, we were just talking about this and we're just saying how African parents don't know how to apologize, and that's why they used to compensate their apology by getting you a gift. Because I remember when my dad will do a mistake with my sisters, and then my dad will scold us, or instead of just coming and just saying sorry, or I scold you so loud, nimekupiga kwa nguvu, I'm sorry. No, I'll be like, get dressed and let's go to the beach.
Imagine.
Or let me get you a toy. They don't say sorry.
And now if you grow up with that, you're like,
but for me, it's changed. For me, I'm learning to say sorry because I'm not going to get my son a gift every time I make a mistake. No, he needs to learn that I'm human and make mistakes and I can apologize, and I'll apologize with my words and not get you like a gift and tell you I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
But anyways, another thing is like, growing up, I saw how my parents spent on me, like how my dad spent on us, and I think that's what maybe I'm subconsciously doing with my kids because it's just like how I grew up. I grew up with parents that spent on me. They were not misers. We didn't lack anything, thankfully, and even if there was money issues, we never knew about it. The front that they put in front of us, we were led to believe that everything was okay in the house. We didn't lack food, we didn't lack any toys or any basic need that we needed, you know. So yeah,
and that's how it's supposed to be. Exactly, you know, like let those kids be kids. You know, some homes you have families where now the kids know about the financial situation in homes, and they end up having or wanting to grow up earlier than they need to be. And now you find as they grow up, they end up being like very hyper independent or just difficult. Even those moms who are finding it difficult to voice or communicate their needs. Unapata, they grew up being shamed when they were asking for things.
I know, when they're asking for money,
they're being shut down or haiko or you know. So,
and for me it was different. For me, I remember my dad was scold us if we don't ask him for money.
Yeah, because who else are you
asking for money?
You know,
if we tell him like, oh, we want to go to the movies and we didn't ask him for money, it's like, where did you get the money to go to the movies? Gosh. And that's a very concerned parent, because as a parent you need to know where your child is getting the money from, especially when it's girls.
You're not, and the predators all over.
Predators all over. So you need to know where your child is getting their income from, because where you're getting money and you don't work, you're here in my house, you're in school, you know, where are you getting the money from if you're not asking me for the money? Yeah, you see.
For me, my dad grew up with a single dad, and for him, he made sure to provide and show me how I need to be provided for, as well as make sure I have my own. It's like he knew men or what, but he always told me from early on, like, try and find things that you like sell something or just think of ways to make money. I don't know if that's good or what, but
it is good.
You know, like,
it is good advice.
We also never lacked, really. We had enough for us. Like, I'm so grateful that he was able to provide. I never knew of any financial, like, problems that we had at home. Like, I was also shielded from that a lot. So, yeah, I think that's really helped how now I am being who I am today as well. And also helps in choosing the right partner, in how you see your parents interact with money. You know, you might choose someone who's financially abusing you because you saw your dad financially abusing your mom.
Yeah,
you know, so
because I've read somewhere, like, sometimes you end up getting married to your dad. Somebody who is just like your dad. You actually look
for your dad,
because that's the man that you've had an example for.
Like, you end up seeking the person you get into, like, marriage or relationship with. Most likely, they usually reflect who your father is as girls. And for boys, they kind of look for their mom also, like the characteristics or anything. But, that's all we had to talk about. If you have anything to say, just, comment. I don't know, like... I don't know if we've left anything out. But, that's about it. The financial journey is endless, I think. Just...
and later on maybe we'll have the working moms to come and tell us about their financial journey in motherhood, because I feel like today we mostly focused on stay-at-home moms, because both are stay-at-home moms, and I feel like it won't do us justice to speak of working moms, because they understand their experiences more than us. So hopefully we'll have somebody. It's hard to get them because they are working.
They're working on and we do this on weekdays. So gosh, we need to maybe we'll do one on a weekend.
Maybe we'll find one on a weekend, or somebody who is free on the weekday to come and talk to us about their financial journey as a working mom. Anyway, that's our episode for today. You've been with me, Latifa.
And me, Linda. Bye.